Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Fargo Season 2, Episode 7. Did you do this? No, you did this! Which sounds to me like Ed and Peggy. The last episode was insane from start to finish. The unresolved things are what happened at the Gerhardt house. Then we have Peggy tasing or electrocuting Dodd. That's his name? One of them's called Dodd or Todd, I don't know which. And just generally chaos reigning, and I'm excited to watch it. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring this show. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually go to Patreon and get the unedited version 2 weeks in advance. You can also get the edited version 1 week in advance, and you can be amazing like Albert and sponsor shows. So yeah, I want to watch Fargo, let's go. Are these two people secretly hitmen? Yep. I'm sorry, mate, you should have run or at least ducked down a long time back. Oh yeah, that's one of the Gerhardts. Yep. It is war, which, you know, is so stupid! We're just dying over money. Oh, she's alive.
I can hear.
Do you still trust her? You shouldn't.
It's not like my dad's the shark in that movie. We're gonna need a bigger boat. He shits and sleeps.
Lovely.
I thought your father was the problem. His nature and towards women.
He is the
Two
problem.
the same. Like porcupines are half crazy. Always looking for a fight.
Why do you think? Who'd raised her?
This family deserves the ground.
You should leave and not come back. Really, really should leave and not come back.
You should be taken. No, you're good.
Yeah, is that a confession? Taking the head of the family. She'll be prepared for this.
They shot him in his own home.
Yeah, you picked war.
Kansas City, Hosenscheiser. Children sleeping upstairs.
You're lucky they didn't aim at the children.
The guy in the next state who got shanghaied, and your sons are the ones that took the drive.
The butcher of Laverne killed my boy. On orders from Kansas City.
Oh, I've known Ed Blumquist since short pants. If he's working for the Kansas City mob, I'll cut off my toe.
Dodd tricked you.
Kansas City fellas, point us in the right direction there. You know, weaknesses, indiscretions.
Is she going to, or is it going to be like honor among thieves?
Maybe.
You're nuts.
You're just figuring that out.
Talking about a promise.
Oh, God.
Oh goodness. I'm very stressed about everyone because I don't like particularly this young lady, but I hope she, you know, survives and escapes. She got fucking lucky.
Woke her out, huh?
Oof.
What about you? Not saying don't come back.
I'm not saying don't come back.
Have to.
Seriously.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Men!
But I'm done lying down for men.
Good. Leave town. Grab whatever money you can and leave. You're a moron. Oops. Doesn't look good for you. See, I feel like he's the nicest of the 3 sons, but in the crime family, God knows what that means.
How come you don't ask about Charlie?
What?
Your cousin. Jump in the front seat and try and drive away. He's got the keys, I imagine.
That's not.
Is he just scaring her, or is he actually gonna kill her?
Your uncle. Your own grandfather.
The grandfather, yes, but it's not what she meant.
That's you.
Don't do that. Put this on me.
You started the war, you
I
men.
don't want it to negotiate, but
Kneel down now.
Oh my god.
None of us are family anymore.
please,
If the family doesn't matter, then don't kill her.
please.
It's gonna do it.
It's already done.
Wonderful. People need to learn to go to the police when they're given the chance.
We got all the crazy we can handle.
Yep, he's not so interested. Is it Ed? Ed and Peggy, are they on the run with Dodd? Because that's all it can be at this rate.
You think?
He just shot his niece.
How's Molly?
Oh.
And can you rest?
Yes.
How am I supposed to rest? You keep telling me how bad things are.
Go and rest right now. The house is well taken care of.
Runs most of their dope through an outfit called Legit Trucking. Out of Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Stashed on the...
Yeah, if you're all alone, running out of time. I can't imagine it was truly a great sacrifice. Seems quite content. It seemed like great information with the way they did their cut of it all. But she actually just secured immunity for her family from the war and got rid of them. Oof. Leave. Get the hell out of town.
You're a shit cop. You know that, right?
He really is. Oh, don't collapse or something. I'm stressed. She's not doing well.
You'll look after them.
Oh my god.
Tell him if he needs to get married again, it's okay.
This is horrible. The thought
Weird.
of having to die and know that you're leaving your family, your little baby behind.
Listen,
And
if John McCain...
oh.
Snowball.
I'm stressed. What is this?
Tell Simone to come see me. I want to apologize for yesterday.
Well, she's dead.
Says he found Dad.
Ooh. You should not have walked off and said that in front of his mum. Is he just waiting here to be murdered? Like, leave.
Undertaker's on his way up.
Oh, we hear the voice this time, do we? I'd be prepared to either kill them before they got through the door, if I was like him, or leave, for fuck's sake.
Gentlemen.
Yep. I was gonna say, like... Oh. That's Ed, right? Oh my god. Fuck, because I think She Falls is where shit happens. That means Lou doesn't stay being a cop. Can't lie, the fact that that Dodd was stopped by a hairdresser and a butcher from a small town is fantastic. This was another really good episode. I'm actually quite sad that Simone, I finally learned her name when she dies, Simone died, because I don't think growing up in that family you have many good options, especially not as a girl with a father that thinks you're worth nothing. She made some terrible choices, do not get me wrong, but I'm sad that she's dead. Also sad for Charlie, because when it came down to it, he couldn't even do it. He doesn't deserve prison, but maybe that will kind of, if he ends up going, shake him up enough to make sure he chooses the right thing, because I feel like the rest of his family will be dead or in jail with him. Okay, so this episode, I am so upset about Molly's mother, because I expect her to die every episode because she's dead by the time we get to the season, and she thinks they've given her the placebo pills. I hope they haven't, and she's going to get to live for another 10 years at least. But no matter what, it's tragic. Just the thought of having to prepare for the idea that your family are going to be without you is so sad. I'm glad Noreen's doing okay. Molly seems happy. That's good. They're kind of a little community in that house, so hopefully they'll be safe. Everyone else no one is going after the cops in this situation, which is good. And yeah, the Gerhardt are Kansas City. Really, they just lit the match. The fuse was set. Everything was set to crumble. This family was not united. You know, Rye, they treated like shit, and he was useless. He got himself into the shenanigan he's in now. Then Bear, that's his name, right? He was crazily loyal to his mum, but clearly underneath it all was just as much of a dick. I mean, they're all bad because they're crime families, but just as kind of unhinged as anyone, that he made the executive decision to kill his niece. Then Dodd is just a psychopathic man. Floyd, actually would be a brilliant leader of a crime family if everyone around her was not so utterly useless. You know, she was able to protect herself and her granddaughter during the firefight by pulling her down. She was able to use the cops arresting her to her advantage while trying to make it seem like, I'm just a sad lady, but I'll give you this information, and kind of get them immunity for what's happened so far, etc, etc, etc. And now she wants to go and try and clean up Kansas City before anything happens. Ugh. Excuse you, phone. It was so good, kind of watching the way they work, but it's also quite satisfying to see this crime family disintegrating, because they're terrible people. I hope they die. Then we have Sheriff Man, who's got some weird alien symbols all over a room in his house. That's weird. Is it linked to the 3 things in the sky that Rye was looking at? Is that going to come into it at some point? It's weird. Why does he have weird symbols? Has he lost his mind since his wife died? I'm intrigued by this. It was not something I was expecting. I thought she was going to open the door and randomly find, like, Ed and Peggy there or something, and being like, oh, we're hiding here because we knew the sheriff was out of town. I don't know. So Kansas City has lost a lot of people, including people, it seems, in Kansas City. So yeah, Kansas City disintegrating around themselves too, but they're being attacked. But I think they're an organisation that's too big to ever destroy in a simple little territory war like this. I think they could definitely be discouraged from expanding in this direction, because if you make it not worthwhile, that's basically why the Americans won the American Revolution, was because it was too costly in the end. It was just easier and less expensive to just have it, you know. Again, British control bad, British colonialism bad, me no like, but that was kind of the very simplistic thing with the war. So it's that same kind of thing, make this invasion too costly for them, which they're doing a good job of. And then Milligan, I'm still kind of confused as to whether well, he's not called the executioner, whatever he's called, was supposed to come and kill him because he'd failed, or just come and be like, oh, you're useless, now you're under my command. I kind of got the feeling it was the latter, because the guy was not ready to kill him. But I love that they just murdered them, and they're going to be like, oh, sadly, their lives were lost. Rip, but I've saved the day. And he is going to get given, potentially. I don't think it's going to go as smoothly as that, because this is Ed and Peggy we're talking about, but it's going to become... he's just going to get handed Dodd on a silver platter. Fascinating. Because in the Gerhardt family, Bear's trying to kill everyone who's ever looked at him funny. Everything is disintegrating in this show. It's kind of disintegrating from the cops' point of view, because they've had to make a deal with the Gerhardts. They're kind of losing control of the situation. On a very personal level, the sheriff seems to be an alien, crazy man, and she's dying. It's all very tragic. But this was a really good episode with setting the pieces. Things are still rolling and rumbling, and I had a feeling it was going to be Ed on the phone about Dodd, just because it wasn't Hansy. I think that's his name, but I also feel like he's called himself something else, but I'm just probably getting muddled. I feel like because Fargo season 2, there are so many characters, especially in this season, and there are so many names they've thrown all around the shop, and some of them are strange or not names that are common to me, like basically everyone in the Gerhardt family. It is hard. I have found it hard. I don't remember all their names, I'm sorry, but I'm loving this show. I'm so excited. We've got 3 episodes left. I'm terrified about where they're going to go, but I'm so excited for them as well. So a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, along with all my reactions, and you can also get those 2 weeks in advance and the edited versions 1 week in advance, or you can be amazing like Albert and sponsor shows. And thank you everyone for watching, and special thank you to Albert.